Hey guys, I'm here with my friend Maka, and we're gonna make
we're
we're gonna make a baking video. She's the one who I made the gooey butter cake for, and today we're gonna make honey
chamomile cookers.
whole wheat chamomile cookies. Like, this recipe is I'll show you at the end, like a comparison of like regular flour to whole wheat. But I really love this recipe because you can really play around with it, and we're gonna show you ingredients.
Yeah.
So first thing you will need is flour. You'll need about 2 cups and 3/4 of a cup of whole wheat. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Unless you're using regular flour, then you can use half a teaspoon. But I mean, if you're using whole wheat, you should use 1 teaspoon. And next you'll need chamomile. You could either use about 5 to 8 tea bags of chamomile, or you could do what I did, was buy a giant bag of a giant box of chamomile, which would be about 6 tablespoons. But it varies on your preference of how much chamomile you like. And then you will need 1 egg, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 tablespoons of preferably fresh lemon juice, but if you have it in a jar like we do, then that works too. Then you will need 6 tablespoons of delicious honey. Unless you feel like adding more, then do that.
So you're gonna need 2 sticks, or the equivalent of 1 cup of softened butter, and you would preferably do this at room temperature. But if you forget to take your butter out like an hour earlier, the way we did, you just put it in the microwave at 50% power in 10-second intervals until it softens properly. It's alright, since we're making cookies, it's alright if some of it gets really melty, but preferably you wouldn't want that. You just want it softened. So it's squishy, see? Squish. Squish it. Squishy butter.
The other thing about the salt.
Oh, and we're using salted butter, but ideally you would want to use just unsalted butter and add a pinch of salt. This way we're not adding any salt, but yeah.
Work with what you got. And you're going to need 1 cup of granulated sugar, and then probably about half a cup for rolling the cookies, which I'll explain later if you don't know what that is. So 1 piece of machinery you'll need will be a mixer. You could use a standard mixer or a hand mixer.
And you'll need something to process the chamomile. You could use a food processor or a mortar and pestle, but we're using a blender today. This is the mortar and pestle we have, or else we probably would have used that. Useless. Look at that. So, no.
Yeah, I tried using it once. It took me like 2 hours. So before you even start baking, you're gonna tie up your hair and wash those disgusting hands. Scrub them good. Blend the chamomile. Once you're done processing, grinding, or blending, you're gonna measure it out to make sure it's the right amount that you'd like. And this is 6 tablespoons of blended chamomile. Today is a sad day for our 1 cup measuring cup. 1 cup of sugar. 2 3/4 of a cup of whole wheat flour. If you're using regular flour, you only need half a teaspoon of baking powder, but since we're using whole wheat, we use a full teaspoon. A teaspoon of baking soda. So yeah, basically just mix all your dry ingredients together, and yeah. You're not gonna use a spoon?
Like a big spoon?
Yeah.
Cream the butter. Okay, our countertop is clean, so if you fuck up, if you mess up, like I did, you can just pick it up and throw it back out. So you see how there's some butter left on the wrapper? Well, when my skin's really dry, I just like to slather that shit right on there. So it's really good for your skin. It's butter. It's like all fat, just salty. It's like popcorn.
So okay.
Bring the butter, we're bringing the butter. like butter. Mm.
And 6 tablespoons of honey. 1 egg. 2 tablespoons of preferably fresh lemon juice. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla, or if you're like us and you really like vanilla, you could add a little more.
You don't want to mess around with it too much, because vanilla extract, you don't fucks with it. Don't
Just
fucks
keep
with
cursing, why don't you? Like,
Okay.
blend all that stuff together. So you're gonna slowly add some of the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients until it's fully mixed together. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And then you line your cookie tins with parchment paper. You can either cut it to fit or not, that's up to you. You're gonna scoop them out in about a tablespoon, about an inch apart. So you can do that too. You might want to flatten the cookie. You might want to flatten the cookies, especially if you're using whole wheat, because if not, then they're kind of gonna be like little weird round brownie cake cookie things. Which, I mean, it is tasty as well, but they might just look kind of funny. When you're done with putting the cookies on the tray, you put them in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes, or when you see they're lightly golden brown.
Oh no.
Put it on the bottom. Alright, and when your cookies look like they're golden, I don't think they're ready.
They're done.
Alright then, let's take them out. And then you let them sit for like 3 to 5 minutes. Yes, I know. You can either roll half or both sides of the cookies. So unfortunately these cookies got a little bit browner on the bottom than we would have liked, but that's okay. They're still good. Maybe not that one, but for the most part. Don't re-roll them.
It's an accident.
Yeah, unless you like them really sugary, then you could just like dip them in or
Like
something.
me.
But that's up to you. Okay, so here's a comparison of like all-purpose flour and the whole wheat cookies. The whole wheat cookies are a lot denser and thicker. If you like, really, you should probably use regular flour,
Or a
but
combination of the two.
I guess you could do that. I mean, this recipe is very like malleable, but these are much lighter, and these are kind of like tea cookies, so you know. Well, now that we're done baking, we're gonna enjoy some cookies and some tea.
I say, Corinne, these cookies are quite fine.
Quite.
They're really good if you dip them in tea. Perfect tea cookies.
Yeah, right now we're drinking green tea because drinking chamomile tea with chamomile cookies might be too much chamomile. Or not. I don't know.
Just want to switch it up.
Oh, hope you enjoyed the video. There's a lot of different varieties to this. I mean, I've made these with like bananas and blueberries, like whole wheat, all-purpose, like unbleached, bleached.
They're cookies, so like
a lot.
you can really, there's like almost no way to mess them up.
Yeah, I mean, like if we made another video for like I don't know, like macarons or something, that would be like really specific, like no mistakes or
Very rigid recipes.
yeah. But this doesn't have to be as structured because there's many variations for cookies recipes, so it doesn't really matter.
And thank you to Matt for letting us borrow his kitchen. Yay!
Yeah,
Hey Matt, who's not here, but
but we'll leave him some cookies,
maybe.
probably. Hey everybody!
Hi YouTube!
Okay, so
Scrape all that goods. You gotta make sure.
oh.
Oh, I don't know if I was recording. I don't know if I was recording.
You're recording now.
I don't think I was